guys, this is Sinchire. Today we're doing a arcade build, and this is technically part 2. I've done the other side, a industrial bot garage, technically, and if you're curious about that, I'll put it up above. But this is the arcade. I'm doing 2 points of view, day and night, because I thought the nighttime looks better, and that's why. Okay, but we're gonna jump to the nighttime tour because all the lights are much brighter and much more. They look better. Okay. So this is the entrance. I'm thinking gift shop area, you know, like a Chuck E. Cheese style, custom claw machines. And then I've color coded each of the bathrooms. So this one's green, and I think the other one on this floor is like pink or red. And then I tried to do all of like the custom lighting as I could. If you didn't know that, you can click on the lights and change the light color that comes out. So that's what I've done, and that's how I've done that. And then they have like a kitchen. This is technically, I don't know. This can be the kitchen for the arcade or the main kitchen. I don't know. There's a kitchen here because there's an apartment upstairs, but I just thought that maybe they should also have access to it, to the what is it? The what the heck? The arcade as well, because maybe they have pizza or stuff like that. So that's basically why they have access down there as well. And then this is the living room section, I guess, and her bathroom. And then she has the topmost level of this section as her bedroom. And I've color coded it to orange and yellow. And then now we're back outside actually, and this is downstairs underneath. So this is a bowling alley. This isn't as dramatic as the upstairs, I think. It's much less in your face. It's still a lot of color, but it wasn't as dramatic. And if you have watched my other video, then I would just skip this part because I'm just recapping how I've done the structure of the UFO, I guess. So I've just done a bunch of circle rooms, and it didn't give me too much trouble this time, actually. I think it's because they're so big that it doesn't restrict you as much. Once it gets smaller and smaller, it starts to give you more trouble. But I've just stacked a couple of circle rooms, I think 3 or 4, and I've done it in a saucer shape, like a UFO, obviously. And then I just put roofing on each top piece, and I overlaid? I don't know what I'm trying to say. I've overhanged it. There you go. Overhanged it just by like a tad to get like a, I don't know, more. I don't know what look I'm going for, but it looks better with it overhanging. And then I think I went with a tin neon feeling, I guess. So I've used like a corrugated metaling that has very bright colors to it. It's either it might be from Eco Lifestyle, maybe, or I don't know what other pack it would be from. I'm guessing Eco Lifestyle. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but just catch it when I do it. But I think it's from Eco Lifestyle. So I've done very colorful, and then each of the sections are like different colors and different color coded, I guess. I went very matchy this time. Well, no, I'm not matchy. I am like a rainbow threw up in here. Okay, that's what this is. And it's like a crazy fever dream trip walking through this. But it looks cool. I don't know how I did playtest this. Okay, it's playable, but it might just get a little annoying with how much stuff is going on. And also, reminder, there is another building and business next to us as well. So there's a lot going on here. And then that's basically all I had to do with like the exterior. And then I did some landscaping, just some plain bushing. Some plain flowers, and then my regular layering of plants. So I kind of like tapered it in, I guess. That's like the feeling I'm going for right now with these saucers, technically. And then I put a dome roof on top of that and made the top 2 parts glass. And then later on, I end up putting, because this starts to look pretty good here. And then I put like they're like circular laser beam lights up at the very top of this. And I just put them on the very edge of the circle, that last circle roof at the top, to give it like, I don't know what you call those. Like UFOs have those like circle things all the way around, if you know what I'm talking about. That's what I got it from. Okay. Yeah, these are from Eco Lifestyle, this roof type. So it's the corrugated metal paneling, and then I actually switch it up and go back and do some different colors. So I did green, pink, and yellow on the exterior. And then we are doing the windows. I went very modern, and at first I was trying to go for like weird windows and doors, but I only found this one door and I didn't really like it. And then I found like these other windows that had a pop-up pink in them. So I did these. I didn't keep the windows consistent at all. They're all like different windows on each level. So I don't know how I feel about that still, but once you throw the color in there, you can't even tell. It doesn't matter anymore. You can't focus on any one thing. There's too much to look at. But I quickly filled up this whole interior very fast with all the items and objects I was throwing together. It got out of hand really quickly. But that's basically what this whole exterior looks like. And then I go back and I add these saucers at the top because I wanted like a pole. I wanted floating alien saucers at the very top there once we were outside, but I connected them with like a freestanding pole, and I think it looks pretty good if you guys remember from the tour. But anyway, this is what we're going inside. So I've already done the layout and the wallpaper and stuff like that because it took me ages to figure out what I was gonna do. I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna start placing stuff and just playing around with everything around here. And this is what it ends up looking like. And I think I've already done most of the lighting as well. But anyway, this section here, if anybody's ever been to like a Chuck E. Cheese, that's more of like a US thing, I guess. They have like the like red, what are these called? Like ribbony rope gates going on like a movie theater sometimes. And then that's like the entrance, I guess. And then they have like the little gift shop or reward area for the tickets if you won something. And that's like that whole idea over there. And then I've been meaning to use these stupid like inflatable couches and chairs that we got in like the reward event, but I never found like a perfect place to use them. And I found that this build was perfect. It is just the amount of chaotic and weirdness of the build, and so it matches. And I again, Chuck E. Cheese reference, and that's what I was going for with the booth seats and tables, but the booth seats are they're a little too big, okay? And I wanted, it just didn't end up working, okay? So I redo this spot eventually, and I go with just tables against the wall, and then I change it to like a gaming area / singing area. And so there's only I think there's only 2 tables technically that end up being over here officially. And I change it all around, the posts and the whatever you want to call those spandrels. I change all of that too. It just wasn't working for me. I was trying to chill out a little with like, because of all the wallpaper and stuff. I was trying to chill out. But I was like, no, I either commit fully or I just stop, okay? So I go back and I change this because look, this is looking really bland and like blending into the wall. I was like, yeah, let's chill out a little, let's calm down. But then I go back and I add in more, I don't know, they're like beaming posts. I don't know what they were from. Maybe from Get Famous. They have like LED posts. They were perfect for this build. So everything is light up, okay? Even the dance floor lights up. Okay, a bunch of the reward stuff was perfect for the pack. I mean, for this build. It was all working out very well. I threw in a ball pit for funsies and for looks. I think only toddlers can use that for some reason. I feel like that should be like for all ages of kids, but only toddlers can use that. That's fine. That's like the only toddler thing in here. I start off with that. That shapes my room, I guess. And then this becomes quickly my like Just Dance floor if you played Just Dance. So I've done that, and then I wall this section off. And I make like a cubby holes, if you remember. for like the gaming machines, and that's basically all that's over here. And then just a bunch of seating areas. I squeeze in three on each side, so 3 cubbies on each side of gaming stuff, so they can technically play games on there. But since I have so many seating areas behind and around the chairs as well, sometimes they won't sit at the designated chair, I guess, to play the games. But yeah, I got inspired because I was looking at the gallery and I was typing in arcade and a bunch of stuff was coming up. They all had custom machines and stuff like that, but none of them really matched the quite as bright aesthetic that I was going for. So I made my own. Well, even though these first cubbies I do aren't that bright, they're just plain like black, but the claw machines that I made are very bright and colorful. And I just took the ideas that I seen on the gallery and made them into like a more colorful version. And I had to figure out the items that they use because I couldn't place anybody's thing in my lot because I had so much stuff going on that I had no room to place it and then to get rid of it later. This is what I have going on as we start. I was really originally just gonna do this, and that's like very plain looking. I was like, this is not very arcadey, is it? So I was like playing around. I was like, I've seen a bunch of people making custom machines, like with this like trophy case thing. I was like, let me see if I can match the vibes. I was like, how did they do this? They made it look so good. And I found like a bunch of like custom, you know, the motorbikes that go back and forth, those type of game machines as well on there. And I placed one in the very beginning when I had more space. And it was literally like 50, I would say more, 50 pieces, just all like modeled and tooled, pieced together one by one. And it was ridiculous. I was like, wow, this is like 15,000 pieces put together. People are literally insane. Including me, because that's what I felt like when I did the claw machine. These like first ones I did weren't too bad. That's like 3 pieces. I put like the trophy case over top of the TV, and that was basically it. And then there was like a little gap beneath the TV, so I put like a boombox there. So technically, you can listen to music and play video games. It's a whole hot mess over there. But that's basically it for that. And then these are gonna be my arcade machines. So I paneled them off with like these like windows. What are these from? They're either from Businesses and Hobbies or from the For Rent pack. These ones are perfect because they came in 4 different colors. So these were my color options, and then I just did one, and then I copy pasted 3 more times and just changed the colorways again. So what did I use? I had to use 2 different items because the items didn't come in all 4 colorways, so I had to change it just slightly for 2 of them. So they're set. So 2 are the same, and then 2 are the same. That makes sense. And then I used the same corrugated like metal wallpaper as well. So I think I did pretty dang good. Okay. I've just added a small little platform to move it up a little bit as much as I could. And then I placed a side table in there at the top and the bottom. And then I placed a coat rack in there for the little claw. And then I just put a bunch of stuffed animals in there. And then if you've seen on the very front, there was a button in quotation marks. And then a little controller knob thingy, whatever you want to call that. That is a toilet brush. And then the other thing is a size down chair. So that was perfect, right? And I don't recommend clicking on the button and sitting on it, okay? It does not look good. I just thought it was funny that you could still click on the chair and sit on it. But that's basically it for the rest of the room, I think. And then, oh no, there's one more thing I put in there. I put like a gaming desk situation over in the corner as well with a bunch of computers. And they're also cubbies, I guess. This is when I was trying to feel out the toilets. I wasn't really feeling it. I just put a, what did I put in there? I put like the high-techy toilets. I'm just thinking she got them from the servo next door, or he upgraded her toilets for her. And then I, cubbied it off again, I guess. I'm doing a lot of cubbying, if that makes sense. But I put up the post I found, and then I fenced it off with a little mini, like, 4-foot fence. And then I color-coded these and changed the lighting in here. If you remember from the tour, the bathroom, I would not want to go in here if I was high. You know what I mean? This would trip you out. It is like a bright red, fever dream-inducing bathroom. And then I put a bunch of twinkle lights in here as well. That's where all of the main lighting is coming from. And I obviously some privacy curtains. You know, you need that in your life. And then a sink with I used the new mirror from the Business and Hobbies pack because it has a kind of LED exterior around it, or frame, I guess. And then, as if that wasn't enough lighting and effects for me, I added some additional lighting around those mirrors of the, again, from Businesses and Hobbies. They have these lights on on the claw machines I have going on, those ones that go up and down. I put those around the mirrors as well. So I did a lot of LEDs, neon lights. What are the other ones called? I don't know what they're called. Dang it. I did a lot of custom lighting here. It's a lot to take in, like I said. And this is my little computer cubby room, and this is where I added a bunch of more chairs. And like I said, when I was playtesting it, I kept the chairs. It might be annoying if you like want them to actually use the like certain cubbies with the chairs attached to them, but otherwise it plays normally. They can still use those consoles and computers over there. It's all fine. It works. And then I tried to add some more customization with a bunch of posters and neon lights everywhere as well. It's a bunch, really. It's like a catalog of posters and gaming stuff threw up in here, I guess. And then I did put like lockers at the very edge of each, I guess, cubby hole, whatever you want to call this. At each end of the cubby hole, I'm thinking those are like where you put your belongings for the day. Maybe this is like a drop-off place for kids or something. They like stuff their things in the locker and just go around and just play with a bunch of different games and stuff like that. That was the idea. And then I think that's it for up here. And then I think we do the kitchen. Did I do the kitchen yet? I don't think I did. And that's it. And then those are all the extra chairs. And like I said, it looked good, so I left it like that, okay? And then for the kitchen, I did a color scheme of green and orange. Green is the alien's favorite color, and then just orange to break it up a little. And the cabinet, it's a lot of clashing in here, isn't it? But I think it still like flows, I guess. They are yellow, and that's fun. But I end up putting like an extra fridge or slash, I don't know what kind of fridge this is. It looks like a commercial fridge with like a bunch of ingredients in it, that like open clear one. So I put 2 of those in here, and then I actually bring the counters around where the door is, and I switch that around to the other side because it felt weird to continue the kitchen to that extra bathroom wall. It just felt weird. So I had to switch that layout a little bit around to make it work for me. And then I throw in a bunch of tables on the edge and seating. This is like the break room slash her kitchen slash the arcade kitchen. Like I said, I don't know if they're actually gonna feed people here. It was just a thought. I threw in the pizza machine, cotton candy machine, and all that. It could be, I don't know. You could have a whole restaurant, Chuck E. Cheese, arcade situation going on here. I don't know. Oh, and that's technically you can also sell the prizes out of that box or display area, because that is the selling table slash display case for Businesses and Hobbies as well. But yeah, that's basically all that's in here, and then a bunch of clutter. And then I put like another locker set and more like, what are they called? Shelves with coats on them, just to have like an entryway for employees, I guess. I was thinking more of like this is like an employee lounge slash also her main kitchen. And then I go upstairs. You'll see I did not put a single, that is the first time I did not put a single plant in this part of the build. I kept it all with like gameplay and like seating areas and stuff like that. I feel like plants were not like needed or would look well in this space, I guess. But I do use them upstairs in her own space, so there is that. They make a comeback. I noticed that after the fact. I was like, wow, I didn't use a single plant in here. That is crazy. Yeah, that's it for here. And upstairs, I don't know what. There's so many places to seat. Oh, maybe we don't go upstairs. I'm lying to you guys. We go outside, right? I just put these umbrellas sized down with a table set underneath them. And they work fine. They're all good. And they actually do produce lighting, which I was surprised about. There's like string lights underneath those. And then I was considering for like 2 seconds to use these saucer umbrellas. I mean, to use the debug saucers as the umbrellas as well. But I felt like that was too much. Even though the rainbow umbrella could also be considered too much. But the starkness of like the UFO was quite striking, I'd say. So I went with the rainbow. And then I don't do it here, but after I'm completely done with everything, I go back and add even more lighting and everything else. So I add more string lights out here and stuff like that. I felt like it was still lacking, but that's all that's out here. So I think it looks pretty good out here. And then I wasn't too sure. I put the, what is it called? Like the check-in machines as well out there. I just felt like it didn't fit inside. I originally did have it in there tucked away, but I felt like that was blocking the door because it was the only spot I could fit it was right beside the door. Now it just blocked off the entryway and people would just get stuck there, I thought. I've already done like the main like layouting of this because I've color coded the rugs even into the spot, and I color coded the wall lights you see at the back. If you remember in the tour, each section has like the strip of color coordinating with the lane color, as well as with those like pendant lights. So I did a lot of color coding and customization, and like I said, you can do that through, you have to actually do it in live mode. So I had to move a sim in here and then pick each light and change the colors. I was so scared. I almost hit the affect all light buttons and that would have reset everything. I would have cried. I would have not done it again. But all of these lights are matching, and then I forgot about these arcade machines that actually come with the game. So I threw those down here as well. I said, why not? I have space, and then that's all that's in here. The rest of it is just decor, or you could sit and eat down here. This is a huge building, so you probably have to get a mod or something to up the max amount of what is the max amount of sims that can be on a lot? Because this will take quite a bit to actually make it feel like lively and outgoing. Or you can just like throw parties here every day. You can add quite a bit to a party, or you can just keep inviting people over. I don't know. But it looked quite empty when I had my business open, because there would be two kids down in the bowling alley and then like one person upstairs. I don't know if it was because my business was new. It just wasn't very lively. In Sims 3, that's how it felt in like the Sims 3 the first like day or so I had the game running, because I just started replaying the Sims 3. But after like that third day, the whole like place was populated and it was booming. It felt very alive. So I think, I don't know, I feel like Sims 4 kind of lacks that. That's pretty much it down there. And then we hop upstairs. This is the living room, I believe. Yeah. it's the living room, and then she has like a little office nook. I don't know if she really needs one, but she has one. And then I almost forgot the bathroom again. I keep forgetting about the bathroom. I think it was because the servo, the one next door, didn't need a bathroom, so I only had to do the one downstairs, but I had to do an extra bathroom because she needs a shower. I could have turned the kitchen bathroom into that, but that felt a little weird, so I didn't do that. So this is her living room, and then I have to shift it over just a smidge to the my right, your left, I guess. Is that right? I don't know. To the just a smidge to the right, okay? And then I put the bathroom there because this is a circle room and it is difficult to make rooms inside a circle room. So I had to take up quite a bit of space. So the bathroom is quite large up here, as you saw, and I made like a whole custom shower, but I wish I could have tweaked it a little bit, but since I was in a circle room, I was limited. But that's all that's up here, and then I make like a small little console table as my entryway, I guess, up stairs, as the steps are the entryway actually. And then I think just a little dance area, and I used if you've seen it in the tour, I used a clear dance floor, not clear, glass dance floor. That's the word I was looking for. I've used a glass dance floor so she can see into the kitchen. I just thought it was fun. We could pretend they can't see upstairs, but she can see downstairs. I just thought it was funny, and I was like, why not? Okay. So I threw that in there, and then there's just like a, what is it called? A boombox thingy over there. And that's it. And then, like I said, my bathroom is, I don't know, it might not be large, but it looks large because of the circle bit. I fit a, no, it is large, I say. It is large, because I fit a bathtub, a sink, a toilet, and then a whole shower cubicle thing. But I couldn't actually wall it off like I was originally gonna do, so I used a, they came with like the sleek bathroom, or no. Yeah, the sleek bathroom kit that came out semi-recently. They released so many kits. I used the like glass walls that came with it, and I was like, these are kind of perfect. And so I made like a custom shower, and then I wanted to have like a door technically, so I made that one like slightly tilted so you can pretend that's a door. And I wanted to make it have like a step down so it wasn't like level with the rest of the room, but I couldn't do that because it was a circle room and it wouldn't let me. Okay. So that's basically it in here, and then I go back in, if you remember, and I change all the lighting in here to bright neon green. So that's fun. And that's it in here, and then some more clutter, I guess. And then I think we go upstairs to, hold on, let me think. I think the bowling alley is my favorite, and then her bedroom is a top contender. I like what I did up there. It's very sunsetty. I think the colors were yellow and orange, and so her room looks like a bright, warm, sunny place to be. And it also has the glass roof as well, so she can look up at the stars because she's an alien, blah, 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 blah. That's it in here, so let's go upstairs. So I start off with this giant neon cube because I wanted to use it for some reason, but I do get rid of that. I felt like it was out of place, and it wouldn't let me size it down. I don't know, some items are like locked and they won't let you size them down properly. Well, not properly, that's a cheat. But it wouldn't let me do it, so I get rid of it because I felt like it was too big, and so I put a different one in there. The other one I put in there is just as bright and colorful, so no worries there. We have enough color. But yeah, it looks pretty chill right now with like the green and the pink bedspread. But then when I go back and change all of like the lighting and stuff, it like goes up like a couple notches of Burning Inferno, I guess. It's like so like yellow and orange. It looks so bright. So you can kind of tell the colors of everything, but you kind of can't. And I thought that was fun, so I left it like that. So I really committed to all of my color schemes and of the rooms, and I went to town basically, and everything is so like bright and in your face. So let's just enjoy all that. All I fit up here is like a little, what is this called? A changing closet was what I was looking for. A closet area with a mirror to change and check the fits at. And then a bunch of clutter over there in the corner. And then I put a TV in here, and then I put a little yoga space over here in the corner, and then I sized up. I just realized you could size up the yoga meditation stools and still use them. They still work fine. So I put those over in the corner because I felt like they look cute. And then she can meditate if she wants. I don't really think she's a meditating person. Maybe that's how she communicates with her other alien people. She meditates to do that. And then I put a small telescope up here as well. And then that's it, I think. And then over there is a door leading out directly in front of the bedroom. That is just a, like, what would you call that? Like a catwalk, maybe? It's platform steps down into the servos, like, industrial building. And it works. I playtested that, and surprisingly, it works completely fine with this circle room. I was impressed with myself. But that's basically all that is. And that's all I had for you guys today. So thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget me a thumbs up.